Now moving on to the next question, that is question number 9, and in this question we have to draw a well labeled diagram of an antibody molecule. Now what is antibody? Antibodies are a special kind of proteins produced by B lymphocytes in your body in response to antigens. These antibodies are produced or made up of 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. They are also having interchains and as well as intra-chain disulfide bonds. And the portion of light chain and heavy chain which interacts with the antigen is known as antigen binding site of an antibody. So this is what we have the definition of antibody, or this is what we call what is actually antibody. Now let's make a labeled diagram of antibody molecule on the screen. First of all, we will writing what is antibody. So antibodies are special kind of proteins. These are special kind of proteins produced by B lymphocytes. In response to antigens, right? These antibodies, these are made up of 2 light chains and 2 heavy chains. Also they are having inter-chain and intra-chain disulfide bonds. Right? Now let's make or draw a well labeled diagram of an antibody molecule here. So first, if we talk about the diagram, this will be like this. These are first of all Y-shaped molecules. Y-shaped molecules. The second chain is like this. This is your light chain. As we know that antibody molecule is made up of 2 light chains and 2 heavy chains. So this is 1 and this is 2 heavy chains and 2 light chains. This is 1 light chain and the next light chain I am making here. This is your next light chain. Now we know that in a molecule of antibody there are interchain as well as intra-chain disulfide bonds. So see, here we have disulfide bonds, intra-disulfide bonds like this, and inter-disulfide bonds are also present like this. Intra-disulfide bonds are also present, right? These are disulfide bonds or the representation of disulfide bonds, right? Now, we know that the portion of light chain and heavy chain which interacts with the antigen in the body, this portion is known as antigen binding site. So, let's label this diagram. First of all, we have completed this diagram and this is your antibody molecule. Now let's label this. First of all, these are the heavy chains. These are heavy chains. This is your light chain. This is also your light chain. These are disulfide bonds. disulfide bonds, and this portion to which the antigen is actually binding, this site is also known, this site is known as antigen binding site. Antigen binding site. Right, so this is the complete solution of question number 9.